Create a portfolio website lightning fast with HTML and AI. All of the source code for today's video will be down below through the GitHub link. First, we want to open Visual Studio Code and create a basic file structure. I went ahead and did this already just to save some time, but if you want to learn how to do this from scratch, I'll link to a video up top and down below for you guys. Once we have this set up, we want to navigate to ChatGPT, and I'm going to say create a navbar with HTML and Bootstrap. And if you guys don't know what Bootstrap is, it's just a basic CSS framework. And then I'm going to say include an icon from Font Awesome, a suitcase, and the brand on the left, and one link on the right. And then I'm going to say make the text icon white with a primary background. And I'm going to go ahead and submit this. And you guys are going to notice that right off the bat, ChatGPT does a great job of creating a basic boilerplate for us to use. And then you guys are going to see our nav bar with the necessary information down below. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and copy this, navigate back to VS Code, and simply paste this information in. And you guys are going to notice that it includes a link to Popper.js. We do not need that anymore in modern Bootstrap, but this script we are going to need. But I'm going to go ahead and put this within our head element and add the defer attribute, and then I can get rid of all this spacing down below. And what I'm going to do at this point is go ahead and turn on my live server so we can see how this looks. And you guys will see that it did exactly what I asked it to do. And at this point, I'm going to move my live server to the right with VS Code on the left side. And I'm going to minimize the file explorer here. You guys are going to notice that it's putting my brand not within anything. So what I want to do is delete that. And underneath there, I want to create an H3 that says my portfolio. Like this. You guys are going to see that that kind of messes everything up for now. But to fix this, I want to add a deflex class. I want to align my items to the center, and keep in mind all of these classes are coming from Bootstrap. And then I want to justify the content to the center, and then I want to add a gap of 2 like so. You guys are going to notice there's still some spacing on that H3 that we need to get rid of, so I'll change the margin to 0. And now you guys can see everything lines up better. And for our case, we don't want to use container fluid, so we'll just make this a normal container, and I'll go ahead and get rid of the navbar expand large class. And now for each one of our href attributes, we're going to go ahead and change this to index.html. And now if we go ahead and make this full screen, you guys can see that we have a completely responsive navbar that took us just seconds to create by using AI. Then I almost forgot to say that I want to change this link to home, so it's a little bit more descriptive here. And then at this point, I can navigate back to ChatGPT, and I'm going to say create a 100 view height section with text and an image, and we're going to go ahead and let that generate. And some of you guys might be asking, well, why are we doing everything separately? And we're doing it separately because AI functions a lot better if we break it up into chunks instead of trying to create an entire web page or an entire website in one go. So you guys are going to see that this is trying to use a bunch of custom CSS styling, which is not what we want. So we're going to say use Bootstrap and go ahead and hit enter. See what that can give us this time. So you guys are going to see that it's giving us all this extra information that we don't need here, and it's not doing exactly what I want. So what I'm going to do is say use flex for the section and align all elements center and see if we can get something just a little bit better and easier to work with here. You guys are going to see that's just refusing to listen to me as far as using Bootstrap. So we're going to try one more time. Use Bootstrap instead of custom CSS and see if that will generate us something a little better. I don't know what it's not understanding here, that I don't want a bunch of custom stuff here. So here we go. Now it's giving me more along the lines of what I want here. So I'm going to go ahead and just copy this code snippet here because we already have our boilerplate and all our CDN information. And I'm going to navigate back here in the VS Code, and down beneath our navbar, I'm simply going to paste this in and see how it looks. So you guys are going to see it's not really what I want here. I don't want inline styling, so I can just go ahead and get rid of that. And then it's making the background primary. I again don't want that. And then I don't want the text to be white. And then this custom background stuff here, we're going to go ahead and get rid of all of that because we don't need any of it. All we need here is the flex classes and those that affect it, and VH100 to make it 100% of our view width height. And from here, we can go ahead and get rid of this display 3. We don't want that. And then this lead or lead or whatever this is, we can go ahead and just delete that like so. And then I'm going to say, welcome to my portfolio. And then back in ChatGPT, I'm going to say, create a generic sentence about my advanced web dev experience, like so. And that's spelled wrong, but it'll get what we mean here. And then it'll create a basic statement here. Make sure you customize this to whatever you want. We're going to copy this, go back here within this paragraph element here, and just go ahead and paste it in like so. And then above this H1 element, I'm going to go ahead and create an image element. And what I want to do is include a picture of myself here. And you guys are going to see that that is huge and ridiculous. So at this point, we're going to go ahead and add a class equal to width by 25, which is going to change that to 25%. But if we make this full size, you're going to see that's a little bit too much of me. I don't want people seeing that much of me when they come into my portfolio. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this custom class, go back up to the head element, create a style element, and in here, I want to target the image, but only the image within my section. So I'm going to go ahead and use section followed by image, and then I'm going to say width 15%, like so. And so if I make this full size, you're going to see that this is much better looking, but you guys are going to notice that this information is displaying a little bit low on the page. We want it up a little bit higher. So to fix this, what we want to do is navigate down here where it says VH100. We want to go ahead and get rid of that. And we want to go ahead and once again target our section element. And we're going to say for our height that we want it to be 90 VH here, but Bootstrap doesn't have a custom 90 VH option, so that's why we have to do it manually. And now you guys can see it looks a lot better like that. And then within this first div here, what we want to do is also create a container class just to make sure that everything sizes correctly. And you guys are going to see that that shrinks down my image, so I want my image to be a little bigger than that, so I'll change this to 20% instead. Then if we make this full screen, you guys are going to notice that this sentence is just a little bit too long and it looks kind of ugly like that. So all we're going to do to fix that is just go ahead and cut off some of this fluff at the end here and just end the sentence like that. And what I want to do is, instead of using a paragraph tag, I'm going to use something a little bit bigger, like an H6 element. You guys are going to see that that is a little bit easier to read now. And underneath that H6 element, I want to go ahead and create an anchor element and make this a button followed by button large and then followed by button warning. And this is all just coming from Bootstrap. And then I'm going to say that I want to link this to the index.html with the ID of projects, and you guys will see how this works in a moment here. And what I want to do now is go ahead and say view projects like so. And for the button, I'm also going to add a margin top of 2 just to give it a little bit more spacing like so. And then you guys can see now we have our nav bar and our welcome section here. So what I can do now is navigate back to ChatGPT and say create a responsive 3-column layout with bootstrap, grid, and card elements. Go ahead and enter that in, and hopefully ChatGPT is going to generate kind of what I'm looking for here, at least a good starting point, and it looks like it is doing exactly what I want, which is perfect. And we're only going to have 3 project examples here in this website, so we're just going to go ahead and copy this information right here, and you guys can see it likes to act finicky on me, so make sure you're not copying stuff that you don't want, like this boilerplate up here. We can just take that, go back over here into VS Code, and underneath in this area, we can just go ahead and paste that in like that. Now you guys can see we have the layout for our 3 cards, and all we really need to do at this point is change out text and images. So what I'll do here is navigate to my images folder, and I'm going to go ahead and select the React front end image, and you guys will see that that populates. I can change card title 1 to React, and then you guys are going to see that this is a description, and I'm just going to say React project for now, but you guys want to make this stuff more descriptive for your own use. And then what I want to say is instead of read more, I want to say learn more. And then this href attribute is going to link to our project 1.html file. And then for the rest of these, I'll go ahead and change out the text and the images. Now you guys can see I successfully changed out all 3 of my card elements here, and this is all completely responsive using Bootstrap for any viewport width. And now if we go ahead and click on view projects, you're going to see that nothing happens because we didn't actually include our custom ID yet. So all we need to do here is copy this ID and go ahead and add it to this div right here by simply pasting it in. And now if we click this button, it will take us down to the projects. And at the top of all of this, what I want to do is go ahead and create an H2 element and say projects. And I want to go ahead and add some custom styling here. So I'll add a margin bottom of 6. And I'll actually change that to 5 so it'll actually work. And then I just want to say text center like so. And now you guys will see that that looks a little bit cleaner and nicer. And if we click on this, it still takes us where we want to go. And at this point, we have our index.html file completed. What we want to do is copy this and paste it. And all we need to do is change the name of this to project1.html, because remember, within our first card element down here, that's exactly where we're linking to. So we'll go ahead and navigate to this page, and we'll simply delete all of these cards down here at the bottom like so. And over here, we're going to go ahead and navigate to this project 1 page. And down here, we're not going to mess with the nav. We're going to leave that the way it is. And instead of welcome to my portfolio, I'm going to say React project. And then I'm going to say React example like so. And then I'm going to say for this one, view case study. Then instead of linking to the index page, we want to link to the project1.html and the project ID. We're going to change this Kalman web to a React logo by going to our images folder and simply putting it like so. So now you guys can see we customized this area. And now what we want to do is copy this section and simply go below and just paste it in like this. But what we want to do is change this section to a div element, and within this new div element, we're going to delete all of this content. We want to add the ID of project like this. And here, to save some time, I already generated a lot of this up with ChatGPT. So I just asked it to put a bunch of information in H2 and paragraph tags like so. So you guys can see that that is successfully displaying down below. But the only problem we're having now is that we need to change this to flex column, and I need to include the slash right here. And now you guys are going to see that it's popping up a lot better. And we also need to add the container class. And down here at the bottom, we want to add a custom image with a width of 50% class, and we're simply going to use the same image from our home page. So we'll say React front end, and we'll say alt. We'll just create React for now. You guys can see that picture displaying down below. And what I want to do now is create an anchor element with a button class, a button dash medium, and button dash warning. And here I want to link to the project online. So I'll just say your project.html, and then I'll say view project like so, and you guys can see that displaying down below. And as far as the classes, I'm going to add a margin top and bottom of 5 like this. You guys can see it's spaced out a little bit. And for our image, we'll also go ahead and add a margin top of 5 like so, so everything's spaced out accordingly. And so if we make this full screen, you guys can see that we have all of our information displaying accurately. And you guys are going to see that our text is kind of poking out down here at the bottom. So to fix this, all we need to do is go back to our div element here and add a custom margin property on the top using margin top, and we'll just say 1 like so. And that doesn't seem to be enough still, so what we'll do is go ahead and change that to 2. And once this is off of our screen here, we know that we have enough now. So if we make this a full size viewport width, you guys will see that it looks cleaner without the text poking out. And now basically what you guys can do is you can just copy and paste this project 1 HTML as many times as you need for as many projects as you want to display, and then just change out a lot of this information to whatever you guys want to display. But congratulations, you guys just created an entire portfolio using HTML, CSS, Bootstrap, and artificial intelligence to speed up the process dramatically. If you guys have any questions or run into any problems while you're developing this portfolio website for yourself, just reach out to me through the comments section of this video and I will help you out for free. Thanks for watching.